We're joined by Ben Vander and Cooper Bowser from the Furman men's basketball program. Why did you guys initially, going back a few years, choose Furman?
I chose Furman, initially out of high school. I mean, I'm a senior now. It's kind of crazy to think about how long ago that really was, but I chose it just because of the family feel. And, a lot of schools will talk about how they have a family and they have a group of brothers. But when I came on my visit and talking to the coaches, it really felt like the coaches cared about me. And the coaches wanted the best for me in basketball, but as well as just in life in general. And that was really important to me in my recruiting. And ultimately chose it because I felt like I connected with the coaches and the brothers and what we do at the university. And I'm really happy with my decision.
I can just remember on my visit just seeing the beautiful campus, and then I got to play with some of the guys, and just the way they moved the ball and the way they played, I was like, I can definitely play with these guys, and they were just such great people off the court on my visit. That's what I remember the most.
What about your brother's commitment to Furman? A couple years younger than you. Did you recruit him?
I did. I did play a little part, just telling him this would be best for your future. It's a good academic school, and they'll push you hard in basketball. And he's taken a good challenge, taking a challenge, and he's been playing hard, and it's just been amazing. Just seeing him. I'm not trying to get all choked up or whatever, but it's definitely weird seeing your brother in the locker room. But man, he's a great player.
Let's talk about the culture of Furman basketball, the program. Why has it been such a sustained level of success for a decade or so?
I mean, a lot of that credit has to go to Coach Ritchie and what he's built and the culture he's built just in terms of the former players and how connected former players stay with the program. You'd be amazed how many people come back in the summer when we have our kids camp to work basketball camps. This summer we probably had 7 or 8 former players here to work camp from the past 5 or 6 years. A lot of them still playing pro. And it's just a testament to what he's done and his loyalty to the program and his loyalty to the university. He's an unbelievable ball coach, but also an unbelievable person. And what he's done and what he's been able to build. And then there's a group of people who have bought into that. And he recruits the right type of people, and he recruits people who want to be a part of this culture and who want to come back and want to be a part of it even when they're done. And I know someday that'll be me, and I know someday that'll be Coop. And it's just it just builds and it just compounds. And then when you see your teammates and your brothers and your people that you played with coming back, it's totally a snowball effect where all of a sudden the culture just continues to build and build and build.
Which is also, going off what Ben said, very rare in this climate of college basketball. Just having all the guys come back just off how much we love playing with each other and just how much we enjoy being around each other. And also just the deep care and high standard that we have here at Furman, which is something that we all adhere to, and that's a part of what makes the past 10 years of the success we have been able to sustain.
What is special or unique about Coach Ritchie?
I think kind of what Coop just attested to. He holds you to a really high standard, and he will coach you, and he wants you to get better, and every day he's going to relentlessly be on you to try to get you better. But he also cares about you more than, I'd put him up against any coach in college basketball. What he does for us outside of basketball, what he does in terms of one-on-one meetings and willingness to spend time with players, I think it's so valuable. And it's something you probably don't see as much in college basketball these days because it's gotten pretty transactional, where you see guys going to places for 1 year or 9 months. And Coach Ritchie really cares about, we have 6 freshmen this year. And he wants to have guys for 4 years and wants to build relationships with them and wants to be a part of their lives and not just, use them for a year to have them come in and fill a role and fill a position, and then all of a sudden you never hear or see from them again. And I think that's really what it comes down to, is there's a real care that he has for his players outside of just wanting to win.
And I can pretty much just sum up your question, and something he says a lot is, I don't want you to love me at 20, I want you to love me when you're 30. So sometimes it might not make sense how hard he is on you, but in the future, other guys will tell you, other former players will tell you how much they appreciate what he did for them in the moment. They didn't truly understand what it was for, but when they got older and got into the real world and the workforce, and they understood.
Which of you is going to do a Coach Ritchie impersonation for us?
I think that's you, Coop. You're the impersonation guy.
I try to keep this PG. So he likes to give us a lot of quotes. So like he'll walk in the film room with like a book. So recently it's been like this Rockefeller book. He's like, he walks in. So guys, I got this letter from J.D. Rockefeller to his son, and the letter is, son. I'm like, what? I'm like, how did you like get your hands on that book? And then he'll be like, and then he'll attribute it to like someone's going on practice. So it'll be like, I'm trying to remember the last one. What was it? It was like, it was something about like stay patient or something.
And the responses, winning the responses?
Yeah, I was like winning, and he attributed that to like winning the responses, but.
Coach is a big reader, so oftentimes when he gets his reading in, we usually get the best tidbit of the day. And sometimes it goes in one ear, not the other, and sometimes it comes in, and we definitely take it in. So, you can't hit a home run on every pitch, but he does a good job of getting us. Again, shows kind of his care, right? Like he wants us to learn, and he wants us to be. Talks about the Further the Man program that we have. Like he wants us to become better men, and he really makes an emphasis every day to try to. Obviously basketball is important, but he wants us to gain perspective and gain knowledge and wisdom, and that's one of the ways he does it. And we love him for it, and we're thankful for what he does.
You wear number 4. Coop wears 21. Do those numbers have meaning and significance?
For me, I've always had a 4 in my number. This is the first time I've actually worn 4, but my family has always kind of had a 4 in their number at some point. So it just when I came here, I wanted to have something that had 4 in it, and I was like, oh. 4 is available. I might as well just wear that. So it's just kind of always been an important number for me.
I got here and I tried to get number. I'm trying to remember. I tried to get number 4, which was gone, and then I tried to get like 14, and they were like, "We can't do that." So they gave me the list of numbers. I'm like, every single digit is gone. So I was like, I'll take 21, and I've kind of stuck with it since.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
Tell us something about you guys that I can't look up on the internet, something that makes you you.
I enjoy watching the Commanders play football. I just saw them play in Atlanta. They lost, unfortunately, to the Falcons, but I was able to go to Mercedes-Benz. But I'm a huge Commanders fan.
Yeah, man. I enjoy some not as mainstream sports. For example, Frisbee golf. I'm a very highly competitive Frisbee golf player, so I enjoy playing that a lot. So not a lot of people know that. I'm also a huge sports fan, huge Cubs fan. I'm from Chicago, and obviously people know that. But I think that's probably one of my most obscure ones. I'm always down to do something that might seem a little out of the ordinary, and try new adventures, and go places and fish and camp and do things outside. That's probably my biggest interesting fact, I would say.
Let's talk about the new facility. You guys played kind of in a makeshift home arena last year. Obviously, 2 years ago before that, you played at the old facility, which wasn't that old. But a ton of money has gone into a new arena. What is it like being in there for practice? What will games be like?
It's amazing. For the past year, we've had to, make makeshift practices at the like activity center on campus or at the volleyball gym. But just the fact we get to go to team meeting and walk downstairs and then go practice is an amazing feeling. But also just like you can just tell with we have new scoreboards, new video boards, new ribbon, and you can just feel the excitement around campus also for the new arena. But also the new graphic designs. It's just a whole makeover, and we're grateful for Bonsa Course for allowing us to play downtown last year, even though it was a little weird hopping on the bus to go to your home games. But it was still a good year. Yeah,
like I joked with you earlier. I mean, it's a $40 million facility, and it feels like it. When you walk in there, you feel like, this is a high level college basketball arena, and I think just obviously, like Coop said, we're super grateful for all the sports and all the teams that were willing to be flexible to help us be flexible. It was not ideal. Like we spent time practicing in the student center last year. I mean, we have glass walls that are up against the student center gym, and there's people watching our practice just running on the treadmill. And we're practicing in volleyball space while they're in season. Like it was very much like everybody had to kind of take one for the team. So that's why when this new arena opens, like it's for the university. You know, we want this to be a place where people feel like it's their home too. And we're super excited to open it up with Alabama in a couple weeks in the exhibition. And it's already sold out, and we have, you know, so many people who are just excited to be a part of it and excited to see what it's all about. But the first time you walk in there, and the first time I walked in there, I was like, wow, like when I was getting recruited, they told me they were going to get the arena done at some point. And, you know, when you're getting recruited, you hear stuff all the time. I'm like, all right, I'll believe it when I see it. And then I got to see it. And so it's really special. And, you know, we're thankful for all the donors and all the people who made this possible, because we know, like, and all the former players who came before us, you know, they had a huge part in this, and it's just as much their home as it is our home. And we're super grateful for everyone and their commitment to Furman and to making this place as great as it can be.
What is the Furman experience, the campus, the education, the alumni, the community, Greenville? What is it like?
You know, for me, like, obviously this is year 4 for me, and I've been able to be around it for so long. Like, there's such a great community of people who really care about you. And, you know, we talk about it, like, basketball matters too, but, like, people come up to you and, like, hey, we're so grateful to see you doing what you do off the court and coming over to sign autographs with kids. And, like, you know, my kid still talks about you coming over and giving him a high five before a game, and, like, those kind of things where it's like you can just see how kind of Furman is a special place. And, you know, last year we had the great opportunity of playing downtown, and while it wasn't ideal for travel and getting on the bus every game, like Coop talked about, like, we got to reach out to a lot of people and a big group of people, and we had more attendance at those downtown games than we could even get in our home arena. And we were really grateful for that, because we got to reach out to people who might necessarily come to Furman and see a game, even though it's only 15 minutes from downtown, which is what we tried to tell people through our experience. Like, hey, next year we're only about 15 minutes down the road. If this is fun, come watch us again. We were able to reach out to a whole new group of people, and you can just kind of see how, you know, this city, Greenville, doesn't have a professional sports team. You know, it's not like we're playing, for me, in Chicago, where there's 4 or 5 professional sports teams that take up a lot of fandom. Like, some people down here are looking for sports teams and want to be a part of things, want to have something to be a part of in their life. And, you know, Clemson football is a big part of it for a lot of people around here. But, you know, a lot of people look for basketball teams and look for things to be a part of. And so I think that's just a cool opportunity that we have, and we know it and we talk about it. Like, we have a reach that is uncommon for a small university, and we need to utilize our platform and do our best with it.
Yeah, the thing I would say is Furman's a very tight-knit community, only about 2,200 students or so, and we like to all support each other, especially at different athletic events, like last night, going to the men's soccer games, and really just supporting. It's just a very tight-knit community. You know, you see a lot of people walking around the lake that you see at games. You get to talk to them, and it just seems everyone's very personable, and you can have personal relationships with a lot of people in the community.
What's it like in the Southern Conference?
Man, I might be biased, but I think the Southern Conference is one of the best conferences in the country, just because of how simple our schedule is. I mean, you play everybody twice. You play 18 conference games, 1 on the road, 1 at home. We go to some cool places. You get to kind of – it's all pretty geographically located. You see these teams now, and you know, you got ACC teams in California, and like Atlantic Coast Conference in California. That doesn't make any sense, right? So for me, I mean, I love it still, and it's been a really great experience for me. I mean, SoCon's the best time of the year. We love January and February, and leading into Asheville in March. Like, there's nothing better than Asheville. Like, that feeling for us, that hour and 15 drive up to Asheville from Greenville, and that anticipation of, like, okay, this is what you work for. And, you know, it all comes down to 3 days in Asheville. And we know it every year, and as fun as it is for probably some of those big schools to play in a league that gets 6, 7, 8 bids, like, it's pretty fun to go up there with a 1-bid league and, hey, you got 3 days to make some magic happen. And I love it. I'm biased, but I know it's definitely been a fun experience for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a no nights off league. I mean, top to bottom, you got to be ready to play every time you step on the court. So, and of course, Asheville is amazing. I mean, just the fanfare, the basketball. And then, of course, you know, it's a one big league. So, you know, like the other teams, you know, you lose, like you're still going to the tournament. But us, we're playing for it all.
What about a SoCon game or two that you circle on the calendar that you're ready for and you're excited about?
Yeah, for us, I mean, going back a long time, like our rivalry with Wofford has been a big thing in Furman's history. So we know every time that we play, no matter where teams are at in the standings, it's going to be a battle every time. So we're always excited for that game. And we had some battles the last couple of years with Sanford and their teams. They've got some good programs, but really we know every night's a battle. And it's really a tough league, and anybody can beat anybody. And you go on the road, it's going to be a tough atmosphere no matter where you're playing. So we've had some fun games. We've had some games that we want back. We've had some games where we feel like we stole one, and that's just what's fun about college basketball, is right. Like we really have enjoyed getting to play teams and getting to have these experiences and go on the road and hang out in the hotels and do all those kind of things, because that's what you remember about these trips. You remember going to play the games, but you also remember, hey, you remember after we won this game, we went and got dessert at downtown, and like it was just it's that's what you remember. And so that's what I think we really have emphasized as a team, is like building memories and having fun.
Yeah, it's definitely, you want to treat every game like that, but of course there's some where you get a little more excited. But I would say I always get excited going to Sanford, because that's usually like a longer road trip. You usually have to fly that one, so that's always fun. And then actually going to the Citadel the last 2 years, they've been overtime games, so that's always fun down there in Charleston too.
Anything that you can tell us to bring us inside you or Furman basketball that we otherwise wouldn't know?
Yeah, I mean, for us this season, we're excited about this group that we have. We obviously have some returning guys who have played some big roles on a great team last year that won 25 games, but we also have some young talent and some guys that are really gonna step up and play some roles for us this season. So it's going to be a fun group. We're long, we're athletic. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have to learn, and we're going to have to grow, and we're going to have to keep meshing this group together. But I think we can, if we keep staying to our process, it's a long season, right? And I've learned that in my 3 years playing. I know Coop in his 2 years has learned that. Like, the season's long. Like, if you can get a group that's committed every day to sticking to the process and getting better, by March, March is when you got to be at your best. You got to win 3 games in March, and we know that's our end goal. So just staying focused, staying mission driven, I think is a really important thing for us. We talk a lot about balancing joy and urgency, and the joy that, hey, we're playing a game and we're trying to make memories and we're trying to have fun, but also understanding the urgency of every day matters, and we need to use every day and we need to win every day. That's kind of been our mantra for the last since we basically got back from summer for the start of the school year, is we want to win every day. And I think that's been a key for us, and we've been harping on that, and I think that's going to help us as we continue and keep us focused on our process.
What I would say is that we have a lot of young talent coming in that are very competitive and are all very good players. And also our returners have done a lot over the summer, getting better and improving. So I would say it's going to be a good mix of young and old, and we will be trying to mesh that together this season.